To me, Global Reach Out is inspiring.
It's connecting with God, reaching out to the world, and impacting life.
The stories that shared is so personal and it deeply impacted me.
Global Reach Out to me is reach out to the truth.
Connecting hearts, connecting lives. You're listening to Global Reach Out.
Welcome back to our series on bringing heaven home. The world needs a father. In our last session on the father's confers identity, we have learned on what is the true me and who am I. Today, we will share with you on what does it mean to be a child, a son of God, the primary identity and secondary identity. As the father confers the identity in a child, it is important to lay the foundation by teaching the child his primary and secondary identity. There's a difference between primary identity and secondary identity. Now, we want to address primary identity. Our first identity is as a kingdom person. And our second identity is our national and family identity, where we get our secondary identity from. Obviously, we get it from our past, present, and future. You are not only what you have in the past, you are who you are now and what you are associated with, and you are what you dream for and will become.
Therefore, the father has to teach himself and family one identity that is in the past, present, and future. Here is the following. You have to walk with your child through the past and filter the past. Help them to see and understand what you have gone through in the past. Who are they? Grandparents? Great-grandparents? Things that we adopt and things that we don't want to have with us now. The decision on who are and how we want to deal with the past determines the present. In the present, there are three things that are important for our identity. Firstly, the value that you associate with, you choose as your primary values. Secondly, the friends that you choose. Thirdly, the choice that you make on the 6 dimensions of human being. Let me run through this quickly.
Choose the 4 most important core guiding values that you want to live by. Use the list on the following page to stimulate your thinking. As you can see in the slide, what are the values? From this slide, choose 4 important core guiding values that you have. From this value, you may want to choose your own value and to work it out together with your family members to form your own set of values. Let me show you some example of the value sets, the values that you choose. For example, value set 1, absolute truth, integrity, interdependence, social involvement, service, energetic participation, and originality and creativity. So that can be one example. Allow me to share with you my own family value. For example, 4 years ago, my husband and I called upon our children to come together to work on our family values. What is important to us as family? Our children were 5, 7, and 8 years old then. One of them asked, "What are values?" I simplify by saying, values are the things that is most important to us. So we start working on it together. Each one was given a piece of paper and a pen to write and draw. So in bringing heaven home, Our family values are trust in the Lord, love one another, to be the light of the world, united as one family, and from generation to generation bringing heaven home. So this is what my children, together with my husband and myself, how we put up as we wait upon the Lord. My 5-year-old girl draw a picture of one big rectangle and 5 squares and clouds. When I asked her, what is it? And she said, the 5 square represents each of us in the family, and the rectangle is our home. With the clouds, it means bringing heaven home. And here, my 7-year-old draw a picture of the globe with a big cross with the word trust in the Lord. And then having my 8-year-old having a world map with many people with the word from generation to generation. My husband and I choose 2 verses from the Bible taken from 1 John 4:19. We love because he first loved us. And John 13:34, verse 35, it says, a new command I give to you. Love one another as I have loved you. So you must love one another. And by this, everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another. So that's the picture of our family crest bringing heaven home.
Let me now tell you our family story on Bring Heaven Home. How our family believe in family and live out family and put love in action. I work as a property salesperson and several years ago helped to do room rental to a single mom and her daughter. Recently, I heard that she was stricken with late-stage cancer and offered to help her in anything. In the process, I heard that the 10-year-old daughter will be adopted by a family. Not long after, I received the request from her to consider if our family would like to adopt her daughter. I was shocked by the request. I was not prepared for this. After all, we have 3 children on our own. But we commit this request to God in prayer, and after praying with our children, we agreed that if God's will, we will be willing. Now, here comes the part of the story that touched my heart. We processed with this with our primary school going children and asked what they think. They all thought about it and say our family motto is to love one another. So we all agreed to it. Then all of a sudden the reality hits home. One of our older boys said, that means 2 of us will have to sleep in the living room so that the newly adopted daughter can sleep in their room with their younger sister and helper. We processed a little bit more on that and both boys amazingly say yes. We are grateful to God in how our children responded to the call to love the Lord our God with all our hearts, mind, soul, and strength, and to love our neighbor as ourselves. Matthew 22, verse 37 to 39. God's greatest commandment to all of us as children of God. We love because He first loved us, 1 John 4:19. Thankful to God that our children are willing to do so as we believe in family, and we live out family to love one another in Bring Heaven's Home. Our children are taught and grounded in our family motto to love one another. To wrap this story, eventually the adoption did not come to pass as the single mom managed to find a relative to adopt her and requested our family to bring her to church every Sunday. Sadly, the mother passed on. May you be inspired by our story, and may we continue to love one another. John 13:34-35.
The program is proudly presented by Global Reach Out. We welcome you to share our live enriching webcasts with family and friends through our website, global-reachout.org. Let's reach out to bless more lives together.